Hey guys, Ailoupup here. Today I thought I would do the Authortube Newbie Tag, which for those who don't know, Authortube is basically like BookTube except for the writing side of things. I was tagged by Cherry Walker about at this time last year, but because of this I wasn't really sure if I would do it or not because it had been so long ago, but I guess better late than never. As usual, I will link Cherry's video in the description below. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? Basically, I found out about it through Cherry's video, and then just out of curiosity, I decided to look up more about it. Question number 2. What genres do you write in? I mainly write high fantasy, though lately I have thought that I'd probably be considered as romantic high fantasy, as romance is very important to me when I write. Question number 3. What is your preferred tense, point of view, and category of story? I write mainly in past tense. I have tried present tense, but honestly I don't really like it that much, and I just find it doesn't really work for me. Point of view is third person. I used to write in first, but sometime during high school I just switched to using third person, and that's basically all I use now. Category of story I had to think about a little bit, but I think I'd probably be considered adult. Question number 4. Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I am a plotter. I have tried very hard to kick the habit of being a pantser just because I find that doing it basically by the seat of my pants just doesn't really work for me anymore. I have a new idea. I do sometimes just write just to get it off my chest, but as soon as that's out of the way, I go straight back to what I was doing with plotting. Question number 5. Are you published, self-published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published. I would like to be published one day, as it has been my dream ever since I was very little. Question number 6. If you are not published, what is your dream publishing house or literary agent? I had several in mind for a while, but honestly, I've thought a lot lately about Penguin Canada. Number 7. What Authortube videos can we expect to see from you in the future? Probably do videos talking about things like frustrations, things I have to work on, and other such videos, along with maybe every once in a while a video reading a chapter or something of my own work. Question number 8. When did you start writing? It's hard to pinpoint a year, as I have been writing for a very long time, even before I started school. My mom would tell me that she would often find me making up stories with my toys, and then it wasn't much of a stretch to put it on paper from there. Question number 9. What is the first story you wrote? As I said, it is a bit difficult to pinpoint my first because I have been writing for a very long time, but I do recall a story about a family traveling to Alberta, and I think I was probably about 8 or 9-ish, because I think at the time my family had just taken a trip to Alberta with my grandma, or we had just come back or something. I don't quite remember. And there is this other story that I'm pretty sure I was about 11 or 9 when I wrote it, and I actually don't recall what it's about, but I do recall that it was called The Dark Goddess. Something about a goddess, I suppose. Question number 10. What authors have inspired you the most? For my early years, say about 10, 11-ish, my inspiration was probably Terry Brooks, and of course I tried to imitate his writing when I was younger and failed miserably. For that, I don't think I really had an inspiration. I love J.K. Rowling and I grew up with her books like so many did, but I wouldn't really call her an inspiration. After that, for the last few years, has probably been Tamora Pierce as well. Number 11. Do you schedule time to write, or do you tend to write whenever you can find time? I tend to write whenever. I've tried to keep a schedule, but I find I just enjoy writing more, and I'm not forcing myself to write at a certain time. Question number 12. Do you write on a computer or a typewriter, by hand, or a blend? And where do you write in general? I usually start out by writing by hand, and then if I still like what I've written in a few days to a week or more, I start putting it on the computer. As for where I write mainly in my room, or if I'm out, I'll write while I'm waiting for something. On the computer, I tend to just write wherever my computer is, of course, which at the moment is currently in the basement. Number 13. What are you looking forward to the most now that you've joined Authortube? Really the tips and tricks that people will talk about, and along with meeting new authors and aspiring authors and perhaps making friends with them. I don't know who to tag with this, as I don't know who would want to be part of Authortube. If you're watching and you want to do it, let me know in the comments so I can watch your video and consider yourself tagged by me. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me.